Good morning. I didn't get the countdown today. Normally I get a countdown. So there's three questions that you ask yourself every day. What am I going to focus on? What does this mean? And what am I going to do? So think about that. What am I going to focus on? Are you focusing on what's possible or what's not possible or what hasn't happened yet? Are you focusing on the past or are you focusing on the future? Are you focusing on how it could work or are you only looking at how it's not going to work? Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. You've heard us say that a million times, and that's because it's unbelievably important. Whatever you put your energy towards is what you're going to figure out. If your focus constantly goes to how things aren't working or aren't going to work or didn't work in the past, then you're never going to get anywhere. But if your focus is always on where you're headed, what's possible, then why do you want these things, then you're going to have a whole different life. Second question is, what am I going to do? So if the focus is that it hasn't worked, then your next question is, well, what do I do about that? Am I going to give up? You know, if that was the case, then we'd still have candlelight burning in this room because we know the old story that Thomas Edison did over 10,000 experiments before he finally found the one that worked for the light bulb. It's a significant example, but it's still true. The guy actually did that. You know, Walt Disney went to 302 banks before he found a bank that would actually finance Disney World. Starbucks, Schultz, I think, went to like 224 banks before he got him to finance Starbucks and his idea. So were they focusing on how it couldn't work or how it could work? Did they, when they asked themselves, what am I going to do about it, did they say, well, I'm going to give up? I mean, think about 302 banks. I mean, how many people would go past 5? How many people would go past 1? And when the first bank said, you're crazy, this isn't going to work, and everybody said Disney was crazy. Everybody said Disney was crazy every step of the way, even after he had success. When he said, this is the next thing I'm going to do, they still said, come on, Walt, that's just nuts. When he did Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, I mean, he had to mortgage everything in order to do that. And I mean, Walt at that point had a good degree of success and had made some money. He mortgaged all of his personal property, his house. He had everything on that movie. And he did a full premiere, like a regular movie. And everybody said, there's no way that will work. This is an animated film. It's not going to be treated like a regular movie. And Walt said, well, I'm going to treat it like a regular movie. He went right down Hollywood Boulevard. He did the red carpet. He did everything. Well, and the rest is history. And then, I mean, when he started opening up his parks, when he said how he was going to do it, that's why the bank said, that's not going to work. Nobody's ever done it that way. And then, of course, he did it in California. And then he said he was going to go to Florida and do it 100 times bigger. And, of course, they said that wasn't going to work either. So what am I going to focus on and what am I going to do about that? Does it mean that I'm going to quit? Or does it mean I'm going to focus on and ask myself, okay, how is it possible? What else can I try? Why do I want to do this? Because my why is my fuel. And then the last thing that you ask yourself is, and then what am I going to do? Am I going to quit? Am I going to give up? Or am I going to move forward? Am I going to decide that it's not possible? Am I going to decide that I'm not going to get that outcome? If I've tried to lose weight for the last 10 New Years and I haven't been successful yet, am I going to decide that it's never going to be possible for me, or am I going to try something different? Am I going to decide to try the same thing over and over again, the definition of insanity, expecting a different result? Or am I going to this time say, all right, this time I'm going to try a different approach? Am I going to decide to look at how it's not working, or am I going to decide to look at how it's possible? Am I going to decide to not do anything and I'm just going to watch TV and Netflix, or go out to the bar or eat too much? Or am I going to decide, you know what, I'm going to buy a new book, or I'm going to find a role model, or I'm going to change my habits or change my approach and change my little things, because those are going to lead to big things. What am I going to focus on? What does it mean to me? And what am I going to do? 3 questions that you ask every day. And those questions decide your life. They decide what you pay attention to. They decide what you try. They decide what you don't try. They decide whether or not you're growing or dying. Those questions decide whether or not you're happy and fulfilled, or your life is the opposite of those things. So pay attention. Where focus goes, energy flows. What are we focusing on? Are we focusing on how it's possible, or are we focusing on how it's not going to work? Have a great day, everybody. Focus on what's possible. Focus on how it can work. Constantly fill your brain with things that are helpful and positive and create possibilities for you for the rest of your life. And then decide what the rest of your life is going to be. Have an awesome day. Happy birthday to my daughter, who's 25 today. Where the hell did those years go? We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Thanks for watching.